Hollywood has long been obsessed with looks, and while the spotlight typically focuses on female stars and their cosmetic secrets, what many people don't realize is that for decades, male actors have also quietly gone under the knife with full studio support and backing. For Hollywood's leading men, looks are also important assets that deserve to be preserved and protected. While women's cosmetic changes are scrutinized in tabloids, male actors' procedures are shrouded in a cultural blind spot, allowing them to transform without public notice or discussion. Today, we're uncovering the little-known secrets of Hollywood's male cosmetic transformations, cases you probably never imagined. Get ready to see your favorite classic movie stars in a completely new light. Clark Gable, the King's complete reconstruction. Clark Gable, the King of Hollywood, became MGM's most recognizable icon thanks to his charismatic appearance. However, few people know that his perfect look was actually the result of a careful studio-backed reconstruction process. When Gable arrived in Hollywood in the late 1920s, MGM executives quickly noticed two major flaws: his protruding ears and serious dental condition. To correct them, Gable underwent significant cosmetic procedures that would transform him completely. In 1932, he underwent ear pinning surgery, pulling his ears closer to his head without general anesthesia, a rare and advanced procedure at the time. The bigger problem was his teeth. Due to childhood injuries and severe infections, nearly all of Gable's natural teeth had to be extracted. MGM replaced his teeth with high-end dentures, giving him the confident smile we remember from classics like Gone with the Wind. This transformation was kept strictly confidential, as studio contracts forbade actors from discussing cosmetic surgery publicly. According to renowned plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Griffin, Gable's case laid the foundation for male enhancement trends, highlighting masculine features without looking artificial. His transformation became a milestone in Hollywood and modern cosmetic surgery history. Cary Grant, timeless elegance, crafted image. Cary Grant's screen elegance was a carefully crafted image aided by subtle cosmetic procedures. The journey from boyish Archibald Leach to iconic Cary Grant began in the early 1930s with dental work to perfect his smile. Records show that in 1932, Grant underwent dental reconstruction to create straight, white teeth perfectly suited for a rising star's image. Even in his 50s, Grant continued playing romantic leads opposite younger actresses. Around 1957, he underwent upper eyelid surgery to correct drooping that made his face look tired on screen. Famous director Alfred Hitchcock, who worked with Grant many times, once hinted that his appearance had been refreshed during filming. All of Grant's procedures were performed discreetly and precisely, helping him retain natural expressions while maintaining youthful appearance over the years. To the public, that timeless image seemed to come only from good genes. Actress Katharine Hepburn, Grant's close friend, once humorously compared his appearance care to maintaining an expensive luxury car. According to cosmetic surgeon Dr. Jessica Wu, Grant's subtlety makes him an ideal model for discreet improvement, not changing himself, but becoming the best version at any age. Dean Martin, the King of Cool's calculated changes. Dean Martin, the King of Cool, captivated audiences with natural charm and smooth voice. However, his attractive appearance wasn't entirely innate but resulted from discreet cosmetic interventions that enhanced his legendary persona. Born Dino Crocetti, Martin originally had a higher, rougher nose bridge. Around 1953, when his career with Jerry Lewis began booming, his nose was reshaped through rhinoplasty that improved his facial profile while maintaining his signature aura. Although Martin never publicly admitted to cosmetic interventions, makeup artists who worked with him confirmed in 1996 that his nose had been cleverly and naturally modified to enhance his on-screen appeal. As he entered his 50s in the 1960s and early 1970s, Dean Martin continued undergoing procedures, including lower face lifts to improve his jawline and neck, plus eye procedures to reduce drooping that made him look tired. Rat Pack member Sammy Davis Jr. humorously alluded to Martin's physical changes, calling them an open secret in the industry. According to plastic surgeon Dr. Paul Nassif, Martin's journey marked an important turning point when perfection was no longer reserved for women alone. Kirk Douglas, rare honesty about Hollywood enhancement. Kirk Douglas, an icon of strength and fierce screen presence in classics like Spartacus, was notable not only for his talent, but also for managing his aging process through surgical intervention. Unlike many peers who opted for cosmetic surgery early, Douglas only began his journey around 1975 when approaching 60. His first surgery was a subtle facelift that improved his jawline and neck while preserving facial expressiveness. What sets Kirk Douglas apart is his rare openness about cosmetic procedures. In a 1988 interview, he candidly admitted, "Everybody does it. I'm just more honest than most of them." Over time, Douglas continued undergoing procedures including facelifts, brow lifts, and eyelid lifts, especially from the 1980s to early 2000s. These changes gradually shaped an increasingly distinct appearance, particularly noticeable in his later years. His son, actor Michael Douglas, has alluded to his father's proactive approach to image maintenance, believing in using every available tool to protect both career and appearance. Douglas's honesty helped dispel stereotypes about male beauty and normalize Hollywood enhancement trends. Burt Lancaster, the acrobat's approach to enhancement. Burt Lancaster, known for his muscular physique and masculine charisma, maintained his attractive appearance through subtle cosmetic procedures that complemented his powerful screen presence and professional background. His first intervention came in 1947 with ear reshaping surgery to correct slightly protruding ears that studio executives felt detracted from his on-screen appeal. This was followed by minor dental improvements in the early 1950s. Lancaster used porcelain veneers to correct small discolored teeth, creating the radiant smile that became one of his signature features. His approach to physical enhancement was deeply influenced by his professional acrobatic background. He viewed his body as a performance tool requiring as much care and maintenance as rigorous training sessions. In 1967, he underwent an endoscopic brow lift, a cutting-edge procedure at the time, to improve drooping brows. By the mid-1970s, he was using thread lifts, a less invasive procedure with shorter recovery time. "This business is all about illusion," he said in a 1980 interview, embracing Hollywood's pressure to look good rather than criticizing it. Robert Mitchum, calculated maintenance of masculine image. Robert Mitchum, a film noir icon with cold, melancholy style, took a calculated approach to grooming despite his reputation for rugged, unpolished looks that defined his screen persona. When he first arrived in Hollywood in the 1940s, his rough features and slightly crooked nose were seen as obstacles to becoming a leading man. Despite initial resistance, Mitchum eventually underwent subtle rhinoplasty in 1947. The procedure improved his appearance while retaining features associated with his strong masculine image. What made Mitchum's aesthetic journey unique was that he didn't seek to completely erase the flaws that made him different. His signature droopy eyes, once considered a minus, later became his trademark. When offered eyelid surgery in the 1950s, he flatly refused, determined to maintain his natural appearance and distinctive look. As he aged, Mitchum eschewed traditional facelifts, instead focusing on maintaining a strong jawline, a key element of his masculine appearance. Between 1968 and 1975, he underwent minor procedures to maintain his look discreetly. Burt Reynolds, from accident to aesthetic obsession. Burt Reynolds, known for rugged good looks and muscular physique, underwent several cosmetic procedures as he aged while maintaining his distinctly masculine image that made him a 1970s icon. His first major surgery came in the mid-1970s after an accident while performing a stunt for Deliverance. The accident left him with a broken jaw, requiring surgery to repair both function and aesthetics. As he entered his 40s, Reynolds became more concerned about his appearance, especially after noticing hair loss. In 1978, he underwent one of the first hair transplants, a painful procedure that left visible scars. By the 1980s, Reynolds had undergone numerous facial procedures, including his first facelift in 1984 and a more extensive one in 1988. Unlike many contemporaries, Reynolds made no secret of his cosmetic procedures. He even joked about them on The Tonight Show in 1990, helping break stereotypes and normalize male enhancement in Hollywood. However, over time the changes became more obvious, drawing public attention and criticism that he later regretted. Sylvester Stallone, the poster boy for male enhancement. Sylvester Stallone represents one of Hollywood's most talked about cosmetic transformations, evolving from the rough, natural look of his early Rocky years to his carefully sculpted appearance over decades. Stallone was born with mild facial paralysis due to birth complications, leaving his mouth and lower face noticeably asymmetrical. An accident on Death Race 2000 in 1975 exacerbated the problem, leading to corrective surgery. Entering the 1980s during the peak of Rocky and Rambo franchises, Stallone began taking more control of his appearance. Around 1984, he reportedly underwent procedures to soften his overly rugged features. Unlike many contemporaries who kept quiet about cosmetic procedures, Stallone was sometimes quite open. In a 1992 Vanity Fair interview, he said, "I've had plastic surgery. I feel like a car that needs a tune-up." When asked directly about his appearance in 2008, Stallone candidly told people, "I admit it. Why not? At my age, doing action movies, you have to look good. It's the stuff of the trade." Al Pacino, preserving the iconic intensity. Al Pacino's powerful gaze and sharp features helped shape a completely new type of male star in 1970s cinema. His iconic roles in The Godfather series made him legendary, but maintaining that image required strategic enhancement. During his first 2 decades, he hardly changed much. His natural aging was evident in films like Scarface 1983. However, by the early 1990s, subtle changes began appearing, particularly in his hairline. His hairline had receded in the 1980s, but appeared fuller in Scent of a Woman 1992. According to Dr. Robert Bernstein, Pacino was an early example of the perforated hair transplant technique popular at that time. As he turned 60 in the early 2000s, Pacino's appearance showed more subtle changes, particularly in the jawline and neck, signs of gentle facelift techniques that were becoming more sophisticated. Veteran makeup artist Maurice Stein, who worked with Pacino on many projects, said he was very strategic about his appearance. Any changes were aimed at preserving his signature features, not erasing them completely. John Travolta, the shape-shifting icon. Few Hollywood careers have undergone as many dramatic reincarnations as John Travolta's. From his 1970s dancing heartthrob image to his 1990s comeback, his appearance has undergone notable changes, reflecting evolving aesthetic trends. Travolta's first cosmetic intervention addressed his receding hairline, which threatened the masculine cool image he'd built after Saturday Night Fever. Around 1980, he underwent one of the first hair transplants using techniques common at that time. When he returned with Pulp Fiction in 1994, Travolta didn't hesitate to reveal his natural bald spot, bringing a mature look that matched Vincent Vega's character and reaffirmed his diverse acting talent. The most obvious aesthetic turning point began in the early 2000s when he entered his 50s. Comparing Swordfish 2001 and Hairspray 2007, one can see a thicker hairline and lifted facial features. By the 2010s, his appearance became increasingly stylized. Many experts believe Travolta uses a combination of modern hair systems, high-end wigs, and even cosmetic tattoos to create thick, neat hair effects that allow him to switch between looks effortlessly. The stories we've uncovered today reveal a fascinating double standard in Hollywood. While female stars' cosmetic procedures are endlessly scrutinized and criticized, male actors have largely operated under a cultural blind spot that allowed them to transform quietly without public judgment. From Clark Gable's complete dental reconstruction to Sylvester Stallone's open embrace of enhancement, these transformations show how thoroughly the entertainment industry has always been willing to reshape its male stars to create perfect images. What's particularly striking is how these procedures reflected changing concepts of masculinity over time. In the 1940s and 1950s, studios chose discrete enhancements that amplified natural features. By the 1980s, more obvious interventions became acceptable as stars tried to maintain youthful appearances. Today, under pressure from social media and constant scrutiny, many male celebrities feel compelled to undergo more radical procedures. Yet the cultural conversation around male enhancement is finally becoming more open and honest. These 10 transformations remind us that the pursuit of perfect looks has never been a story reserved for women alone. Behind every leading man's natural, good looks often lay careful planning, strategic procedures, and studio investment in creating the ideal masculine image. If these revelations surprised you or changed how you view classic Hollywood, share this video with others who need to know the truth behind the silver screen's greatest male icons.